Both fighters appear to be fresh heading into this 9th round. Neither one in trouble, but that right eye of Don Lee has closed a little bit more, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. There's a slight scratch or mark underneath Doug DeWitt's left eye. I don't know if it's...
I think he started with that.
Well, okay, because I didn't know if it's something that might break in the next couple rounds or not. But it's underneath it, so it shouldn't affect his vision.
How do you think this fight's going to this point, Ray Mancini?
Right now, I see it's a very close. Each round is close, Jack, but I think Don Lee is stealing these rounds away because he's more active. So although each round is close, Don Lee's winning these rounds. I see in my head like 7-2, but in close rounds.
DeWitt has scored heavily to the body, but he's slowed him down some, but not very much. A pretty good combination. One of the blows with a low blow.
Good shot. Right now, Jack, Doug DeWitt has to make this an all-out brawl. He has to take it to this guy.
That's what he's doing right now. That's what he's doing. Evidently, he feels the same thing that Boom Boom Mancini feels, that he'd better get after him a little bit. Landed a left hook and then missed.
You have to let it all hang out. This is a do-or-die fight for him, in a sense. If he loses, he'll still fight some good fighters, but he wants to go ahead. You always want to push forward, and this is a fight that breaks him right into the top rankings, national exposure, TV fights. He's got to go all out these last 2 rounds.
We're past the halfway mark of this 9th round of a scheduled 10-rounder. The crowd yelling for DeWitt. He's a hometowner.
Don Lee's legs were spread apart, and when you spread them apart like that, usually because you're hurt or dazed, he spread his legs apart to get the feel. Right now, he might be on Queer Street.
Really?
He spread his legs out like he was trying to feel for the ring.
Balance, isn't it? And DeWitt landed a right hand.
Like I said, you spread your legs, you're usually trying to feel for the ring. That means you usually don't have your balance.
DeWitt landed a left and then a right uppercut. They both scored very well. It's a good round for him.
Yes, it is. And you have to understand, Doug DeWitt has those intangibles. The crowd behind him, plus the memory of his father in his mind.
We're going to stay with the fighters at the end of this round.
But don't back up, Doug. See, Doug can't back up. He has to take it to him to be effective.
We're coming to the end of the 9th round. He tried to beat him to the punch that time and couldn't do it because of the disadvantage in the reach. I bet this 10th round is going to be a dandy. Now DeWitt knows that he had a good round. We'll take a look at Don Lee first. Well, there's Doug DeWitt. He's still strong heading into the 10th round. Born in Youngstown, lives in Yonkers, only one blemish on his record. He lost to Ben Serrano his last fight. He won in a first-round knockout. And we can watch some of the action from that 9th round where you saw him score with a combination. And that right uppercut that landed.
Good action-packed fight, Jack.
So this 10th round should be a dandy. They're working on the swollen eye, the right eye of Don Lee. And when this fight is over, these fans here at the Westchester County Center are going to be on their feet. And a good,
tremendous fight.
Tenth round.
He hit him with a heck of a right hand, Jack.
There's a good right hand in the midst of all
Don Lee tried to clinch there. It shows me he's hurt.
You think he's hurting here in the last 2 rounds?
He's hurt and he's tired also.
Oh, and DeWitt missed with that one.
Doug DeWitt is the fresher of the 2 at this point. He's throwing some bombs out there, Jack.
Yes, oh, that was a good right hand and then a good left hand. What an exchange of blows that was.
Good body shot. Slowed Don Lee right, stopped him right in his tracks.
They're both going to grab a little breath here and go at it again. Lee is missing.
But Don Lee's pressing the action. When Doug tries to rest, Don Lee presses it.
And another one. A glancing blow that time. 1 minute gone in the last round. 2 minutes left. And a good left hook.
Oh, he's got him hurt. He's got him hurt. Don Lee is hurt right now.
He's trying to hang on and clinch. And Lee may not finish the fight. This round is half over. Lee
Doug just got a straight left hand on the chin. That seemed to stop him. Yes, seemed to stop him right in his tracks. But what a fight this is, Jack. Tremendous fight.
We're in the last round. And DeWitt made him miss, although the first left landed rather well. Coming up on 1 minute to go in what has been a dazzling middleweight fight against two ranked fighters. And DeWitt finishing more strongly of the two. They'll be judging by the round system with extra points for dominating a round. Seconds to go. Good left hand by DeWitt. 20 seconds to go. Good fight. And it's going to end going the distance, and it's been a dandy.
Rambo, do that to me.
I think, Ray Mancini, that you discerned something that I didn't see in that 9th round when you saw that little wobbling act on the part of Don Lee. I think he was hurt a little bit more than I realized, and perhaps some of the others.
Right, Jack. When the fighter spreads his legs to feel for the ring, he's trying to get his bearings straight. And that showed me Don Lee was hurt because he was holding on. He was spreading his legs very wide, trying to feel the ring.
And at the end of the fight, you could see the same actions on his part. He was a little wobbly, and this fellow right above us, DeWitt, he could go 5 more, couldn't he?
He's very fresh. But, Jack, the thing is, he coasted a lot in the middle and in the rounds. He would come on with. It depends on how the judges want to look. If you want to say who's the man who's more active, then it's Don Lee. But Doug DeWitt came on in spurts. It turned on the crowd, and it may turn on the judges. You never know.
You never know. It'd be tough to tell who won this one. To tell you the truth, I wouldn't have a guess. I wouldn't even venture a guess.
It was a great fight. A great rematch, like you said before.
You know, a lot of times this fellow DeWitt has had trouble getting in the ring, and some people think he's reticent about hooking up with certain fighters, but once he gets in the ring, as you can tell tonight, he likes it.
Yes. He gets in there, he goes all out. He has no fear.
This may have been the toughest fight ever. The toughest fight ever for Don Lee, win or lose. He's never had a scrap of this sort before.
Not that I know of. He's been knocking everybody out, so he certainly hasn't had a fight like this for quite a while.
He tries to portray an attitude of Mr. Cool, take it easy, nothing bothers me, I don't care who I'm fighting, but he'll pay attention now, and that right eye was half closed, as you saw.
I mean, through Don Lee's whole career, he's knocked everyone out, except his last fight. It was the first time he went 10 rounds. This the second time, so at least he had 10 rounds underneath him. And a tough 10 rounds in this fight. So,
you know, when we started the fight and we realized that Don Lee was ranked number 3 according to the International Boxing Federation, and Doug DeWitt number 9, you figured it may be a little mismatch. A good fight, but perhaps a mismatch late in the fight. But it sure didn't turn out that way.
Well, my question was Don Lee's power against Doug DeWitt's chin. Everyone said Doug DeWitt could take a punch by anybody, which he proved to me tonight.
Here's our ring announcer, Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official scoring. But first, let's have a big hand for Don Lee and Doug DeWitt. What a show!
I'm going to applaud that, too.
Yes.
I really enjoyed this
fight. The 3
fight.
judges this evening, George Gabriel, Pat Dolan, and Mike Dowd. This bout is declared by majority decision a draw.
Well, it's the second draw. It's the second draw on the record of each fighter. And I know that Lee is disappointed, and look at, I think both fighters are disappointed.
Just makes for a great rematch. But I'll tell you what, Jack, in all fairness, that fight, there should have been a winner. They should have found out a winner, that fight.
Who would you have picked, Ray? Tell me the truth.
I think Don Lee won that fight because he was more active, and that's the bottom line.
I wasn't busy scoring the fight throughout, but I had the same impression that you did, that those middle rounds, 4, 5, 6, and 7, he just piled up too many points for DeWitt to overcome him if he didn't knock him down in the last 2 rounds.
See, Doug was very showy today, but I'll tell you what, he wasn't active enough in the middle rounds. Don Lee stayed active. I thought that's what won him the fight.
Well, it's ruled a draw, and if there is a rematch, I'd like to be there, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. I'd pay to see that fight.
I kind of think it's a step up for DeWitt. You know, he was ranked a good deal lower, and Lee was the favorite coming into the fight, and he had a lot of advantage, the reach advantage and height advantage. And we knew that DeWitt was going to get hit, but he can sure take a punch.
He surely can. He showed me tonight he can take a punch by anybody in the top 10. Because Don Lee is truly one of the most dangerous punchers in the division.
Well, Bob Carpenter is our other announcer here tonight, and I wonder what these fighters, as we try to get them over there, I wonder what the fighters are going to say about their effort here this evening. I kind of have the feeling that both are disappointed, and Lee was more disappointed than DeWitt. I think this is a good night's work for Doug DeWitt, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. His confidence, to show people that he is definitely a top fighter. I tell you, I see Mort Sharnick of CBS over here. This may be a rematch on CBS. Who knows?
This is Bob Carpenter up in the ring.
Thank you, Jack Buck. And Don Lee, a tough fight tonight. This guy gave you a heck of a battle. Your thoughts on the 10-round draw at this point?
Right. I expected that I did have a slight edge on the fight. You know, I figured that the decision would have went to me, but he fought a real tough fight. I didn't expect for him to stay up long as I thought he would. You know, it's not no excuses whether he won or whether I won. You know, I just tried to perform my best, and Pat here helped me out for his New York coach, and I tried to put them together. I should have put them together a lot more than I thought I would.
Let's talk about the early part of the fight. You usually measure your opponent. You don't look at videotape of your opponents. You measure them in the ring. You came out attacking, and then when the fight went after 4 rounds, which you had predicted you would win in, did you put some extra pressure on yourself at that point? Yeah, I figure my corner people was telling me that I was fighting his fight instead of fighting my fight, and I felt later in the rounds that it would occur that way. I was fighting his fight instead of putting together, fighting my fight, staying on the outside. You know, he was real strong inside. Don, thanks for the visit. Good luck down the road and a good fight tonight. Okay, thanks. I'd like to say hello to all the Sesame Street fans out there, including Danielle and Tariqa. Okay, Jack Buck.
All right, Bob Carpenter. Well, we'll be back here for more in White Plains, New York in a minute.
He won the fight tonight, Doug, even with the decision of a draw. Do you feel like this is a victory for you?
Not at all, because I'm not taking nothing from Don Lee. He's a damn good fighter. But I won the fight. Going into the 8th round, the fight, I would say, was even. You know, I won the last 2 rounds big. In my hometown, too. You know, I could see if it was in Indiana, sure, it could have been a draw. In Westchester, how could it be a draw? I mean, I beat the guy anywhere, but especially hometown. I fought Tony Suero a couple years ago. I beat the hell out of him in the last 2 rounds. They called it a draw. I don't understand this. My hometown don't mean nothing.
Bob Guerrero, the trainer, I had talked to you after the 7th round. You thought your man needed to go to work at that point. Did he do what you wanted him to?
Yes, I thought that by the 7th round, I thought that the fight was close. I didn't think Don Lee had the edge. In fact, I thought the edge went to Doug. But I didn't want him to take any chances, so I told him to turn it on. And I thought he turned it on in the 9th and 10th. And I thought that he had pulled it out. I thought he won a comfortable decision. I mean, it was a good fight, and it was a very rough fight and exciting, but I definitely don't see, you know, you could win a fight by 1 round, solid, and you still won a decision. But, you know, this fight, they called it a draw, and I can't understand it, really. I can't understand it. He's had some bad breaks with boxing, and I have to give him a lot of credit for his determination.
Bob, we've got to go. Thanks, Doug. Nice job.
I wasn't in the best of shape for this fight. I still won. In top shape, I would have knocked him out.
You look pretty good shape to me. Jack Buck, these guys from Youngstown are tough.